All right, everyone, it is gonna start raining here in about a couple hours, but before Hurricane K, or now the Tropical Storm K, is coming up to SoCal from Baja. I'm gonna try to get some right before the storm hits. I'm trying to grab some uni. We have some guests coming from out of town, so I want to grab some for them. So primarily today is going to go for sea urchin, uni, and yeah, hopefully we can catch some fish as well, but primarily going for uni, get out of the water, and then head home. Alright everyone, just got to the spot. It is super flat, but I want to hurry up and get into the water so I can be out of here before we start seeing the first rain. It's the first rain in a while, so those of you that are not sure, after a rain you don't want to dive for at least a couple days, 1 or 2 days at least, but we haven't had rain in a really long time in SoCal, so me personally, I'm gonna wait about a week until all this stuff flushes out. Essentially all the stuff from the mainland, inland, coming into the sea, unfortunately is pretty disgusting, and you can get infections and all that, so gotta be careful there, but I'm gonna hurry up, get in the water, let's go grab some uni.
So this is one of my favorite places to grab sea urchin for uni. We have some guests coming in town, so we're gonna grab some uni here and a fish so we can prepare that and enjoy it together. Sea urchin are an invasive species, and they are native to our waters, but they are eating up our kelp forest quite quickly, so we want to try to eat them. So if you can, go ahead and grab yourself some fresh sea urchin and enjoy some uni. So I'm lining up this shot for this opaleye, and you can see my hesitation here because the opaleye is actually swimming toward this big rock, and I don't want to shoot my spear gun straight into the rock. So finally, the opaleye goes out into the open. I line up my shot. Got it. Heads down, the opaleye actually pulls a good amount of line down. It goes under a rock and acts kind of like a grouper. Honestly, I was kind of shocked how strong it was. It was a good size opaleye. Later I realized it's a little over 14 inches, so not a bad size at all. But you can see me here trying to wrestle the opaleye out of these rocks, and you'll see after I show you the opaleye out of these rocks, it gets roughed up from this interaction, and that's what happens when it goes under rocks. The scales get a little messed up. So if you ever wonder how you can bring up multiple uni at once, you actually push them together. You just use the pressure of the push to keep them together until you get to your bag. And for those newer divers out there, these bright orange fish are called the Garibaldi. These are actually the state fish of California, and they are illegal to hunt. But yeah, they're beautiful to look at. They often are pretty fearless. They'll swim right up to you. But yes, those are the orange fish that you see everywhere. So I'm waiting on the bottom here, waiting for some fish to come through. I actually just spotted a white sea bass right before this, about 35 inches, a good size. But I'm staying calm, staying on the bottom, and I see this nice sized calico. Take the shot, land it, jets off, and I secure a calico. So lobster season actually starts on October 2nd at 6 a.m. That's when it officially starts. And check out this honey hole. I wish it was lobster season, but man, there are a ton of spiny lobster here. And best of luck to everyone starting October 2nd. So I'm sure you see this by now, but the lens is a little blurry because water got into the case. I'm still trying to figure this new GoPro out, but here's a nice haul of uni. Nice big ones. They look to be black urchin mainly, not red, but still nice size. Here I go, trying to line up this Sargo, line up my shot. Nailed it. Sargo is actually one of my favorite fish to eat. For Sargo, I like to make ceviche and do a light pan grill, but I think it's very underestimated how tasty this fish is. So after I pop that first one off, you can see these wall of big ones. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to take. So I'm panning around, and I see a couple that I like, pull them off the rocks, and into my bag. Guys, just got back, need to pack up. Got a nice calico, opaleye, and a sargo. It is starting to rain here. I'm about to get out. Got in right before the water. That's a good size uni. I'm gonna pack up real quick, get up out of here. But yeah, super fun dive. Visibility was amazing, but I'm gonna hurry up and pack up. It's starting to rain. See ya. So here we are in the kitchen, ready to prepare the fish and the uni that we had caught. Here we're cutting up some veggies, some tomatoes, onions, cilantro, garlic, and some jalapenos to make a nice ceviche with our sargo and our opaleye. Our calico we're gonna eat later, but yeah, preparing our veggies. We just filleted our sargo and our opaleye, and what we're going to do now is prepare them for our ceviche. And what I mean by that is we have our fillets here. We're going to dice them up, throw them into this bowl, and all that's in here is lime juice for the fish. And what that does is it cures the fish, essentially cooking it with the lime, the acid from the lime. So it turns this yellow or this white color. That's when you know it's cured. We typically like to have this sit for at least a couple minutes, but once we put it back in with the mixture with everything else, it's going to keep cooking. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to mix them all together in just a little bit. Wrap up our fish and our lime being cured. Our veggies, again, we have our jalapeno, red onion, Roman tomatoes, garlic, and cilantro. We're going to put these together into the big bowl. So here, marry the two. That is sargo and opaleye, cured. Mix everything together. have olive oil, salt, and pepper, and we'll be ready to eat this. We are harvesting the urchin now. This is a nice big one. We've seen some really good ones so far. Yeah, it really depends on the yield. Sometimes you get really good ones, sometimes you don't, but I have a feeling this one's gonna be good. All we do, 2 spoons, use the opposite ends, press down, push together, pops open. It's gonna become 2 halves. This is not the only way to do it, but this is the way. Oh, this one looks really good. Let's take one out, take out the beak. Take a piece out. It looks really good. Kind of broke the end off this one, but this one looks juicy. I'm trying to clean it off as best I can, and then I'm gonna do a more thorough cleaning back in the house. Check that out. There we go. Going for another piece. Scoop it up. Definitely want to get rid of all the black stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll put it on my hand. Clean it off as best I can. Put it back on the spoon. Clean off my hand. It's a very labor-intensive process. So this guy, the membrane seemed to be stuck pretty good. So I'll take off what I can now and then clean it up back in the house. Check that out. See you back inside. Yeah, what we're doing right now is using some tweezers and put it here on this mat. I'm pulling out all these things that we don't want to eat, cleaning them up. It's a very delicate and time-consuming process. Oh, and if you're planning on processing your own uni as well, I would recommend wearing some gloves, as they stain. Working on them stains your hands a certain color, usually red. It's tough to get off. But yeah, taking out bits. Look, check this out over here. This is all the stuff we pulled off. Once it's clean, lay it flat to dry. This one still has some stuff on the outside. And then once this is done, I'm gonna pack them up, get ready to eat. We just wrapped up processing all the uni, or most of it. Take a look right there, it looks delicious. Next up, we are preparing some pasta for some uni pasta. Get ready. We're gonna start by putting in canola oil as a base. Putting some chopped garlic into the mix. Stir that around. Here comes the heavy cream. Now we're gonna add our uni for that deep, deep flavor. Next up, what we're gonna do is smash up the uni so it blends in with our heavy cream and garlic. This is gonna become our sauce. The recipe we're following suggested that we blend all the ingredients together and make the sauce before you put it into the pan, but we thought this was just as good. So here we go, making our uni sauce for our pasta. The sauce is coming together nicely. ready, let's add in our pasta and start mixing this together. So we're preparing a hand roll station, and what we need to do is prepare some white sea bass. So here's some ponzu white sea bass, as well as some spicy mayo white sea bass for our hand roll station. We are ready to eat. So first we have our ceviche we made earlier. This is Sargo with Opaleye, an Uni Pasta. We have a little bit of uni on top. We have some chips for our ceviche. Not related to our catch necessarily, but just an added touch. New York steak, ready to go. We have sashimi white sea bass. And we have this little station over here. This is the hand roll station. We have some beef, sushi rice, ponzu, white sea bass, spicy mayo, uni, and then essentially you have our seaweed here. Make your own hand rolls and enjoy. So now we're gonna dive in. Let's get eating.